Hi, welcome. My name is Phoebe and I'm going to be taking you through a stretch and mobility class this morning. It'll be about 30 minutes, and basically this is a little program you can do when you're feeling a bit stiff, a little bit tight, perhaps you've had a long week, you're down afterwards for some R&R, or maybe you just want to get blood flowing before you go for a nice walk in the morning, or maybe even just a wind down before you go to bed. This is really good to do for anyone who feels pain or a little bit of tightness through the movements. Just decrease the movements. Remember, stretching doesn't have to be a push into end range. Mobility and stretching is about supporting the muscles around the joint to a point before we feel that uncomfortable pain. So I look forward to taking you through it. Come with me and lie down on the floor or lie down on your mat comfortably, with your head propped up if you need to, or maybe supported on a pillow. And just bend your knees. Place the soles of the feet on the ground, almost just below your knees, at about hip distance. Let your pelvis be heavy, let your ribs be soft. Almost just relax the chest a little bit, nestle it into the ground, and the shoulder blades as well. And just feeling that sense of your whole body being relaxed on the mat. Close your eyes and start to just focus on your breath. The inhale through your nose, and how the breath is moving into the body. Without needing to change the breath, just see where the breath moves. Is it at the top of your chest? Or does it move from the top to the bottom of your chest? Or is it in your belly? I want you to place your hand on your tummy and take 3 breaths into your hand on your tummy. Try not to force the breath, just feel it move into the body. And as you're breathing in, as you're breathing out, think about the rise and the fall. So the in-breath is just as important as the out-breath, as the letting go. Beautiful. Now let's grab the fingertips and the thumbs and hug your lower ribs, the lowest part of your ribs before it turns to muscle. And now breathe into your thumbs at the back of your ribs, like you're breathing into the sides, into the back of the lungs. Let the fingers move away from each other, then as you breathe out, let the fingers come towards each other. Imagine you're almost blowing out a candle for the last 2 breaths. In through your nose, into the sides, the back of your thumbs. And then as you breathe out, imagine you're blowing out a candle. But slowly. Nice. Then breathe in again. And then blowing out that candle. Beautiful. Now that your breath is slow, you're in your body, let's bring our hands to our hips and slide your hand underneath your lower back. Imagine there's a blueberry there otherwise. I want you just to press your back into your hand. You may put both hands in that lower back area. Almost as though you're tucking your tailbone between your legs and wrapping your tummy into your spine as you press your spine towards your back. This helps to open and release the back as well as the hips. If your hand feels okay to take out now, just do the movements, the little tilts Imagining you're pressing into your hand. Pressing your lower back in, and then relaxing completely. For 5. I like to breathe out as I press. So you inhale, and then breathe out as you press and roll. Last one. And roll, and then relax. Put your hand on your hip bones, working through hip mobility now. We've opened our back. You're going to roll one knee and the foot out to the side, and then roll it back. Just let the knee drop, and watch that the other hip isn't lifting to let that knee drop. And as you do that, you might find that you can't go as far because you're trying to keep that hip down. That's what's going to help create more blood flow around your hips, around your back of your hips, and also stretch through the inner thighs. Such a simple movement that's so effective. Good, and then you bring that leg back. Let's see the other leg. It may feel different. It may feel tight. And just check that you can still slide your hands underneath your back so you're not clenching your back at all. So your hand can still slide, your other hip isn't lifting before. And last one, and relax. Let's just bring both the knees out to the side, let your feet come together, just to where you feel comfortable. Feel that open inner thigh stretch. Then just reach your arms up to the roof and lift the arms up over your head. And then bring the arms all the way above to your shoulders. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, bring back. What you want to notice is you're not flaring your ribs. Only go as far as you can before your ribs want to flare. That might reduce your shoulder range. Just see where you go. Your back or your inner thighs feeling tight, just bring the knees back together. Up to you, whatever feels nice. 3, 2, and last one. Reach, and then bring the arms all the way back down to the side. That's it. You're going to walk one knee in towards you and straighten the other leg out. That's it. Now, can you hold the outside of the leg and just pull the heel towards your inner thigh or your groin or your opposite hip? This is going to stretch the outside of your hip. Each stretch we hold for about 30 seconds. And you may want to notice if you can move your leg side to side to just really release those outer glute muscles. And just focus on the breath into the tummy or into your ribs. Nice, and then just bring that opposite knee up and then just interlace your fingers behind your leg or over the top of the knee. And just hold that stretch. Use the breath to dissolve the tightness. The breath and your muscles and your tissues are related. They connect. So I like to think if the mind is tight, usually the body is tight. If the mind is soft, usually the body is softer.
Good, and then placing that foot down, I'm just going to do a little open twist. So you keep the same foot on the knee and just let that foot come close to the floor. If it doesn't feel nice, you can untuck the foot and bring the knees to stack. Otherwise, stay in that nice figure four if it feels okay. You can bring your arms out to the side. Really good to open up the side waist. Two more breaths. And then bringing the legs back to center. Rock the knees side to side. Keep the knees stacked and hugging just a little bit to loosen the lower back before we go to the other side. You may already notice that your nervous system is starting to relax, that you're feeling calmer just by tuning into your breath, your stretches, hugging your opposite knee. And then taking the outside of the ankle and bringing it across to the opposite hip or close to. Maybe moving the knees side to side. Good. And then pulling that knee up and holding that little figure four stretch. Holding the outside of the knee or underneath the knee as you take it deeper into the glutes, into the lower back. Use your breath to relax the body. And then bringing the leg down and taking the twist. So you kick the foot on the knee and just gently twist over. You may want to stack the knees if that doesn't feel nice. So just bring the arms out to the side. Focus on that breath into the tummy and into the sides and the backs of the lungs. A general count in for 4 and out for 4 is nice. And then bring the legs back to the center. You may want to pull the knees towards your chest and just gently hug the knees back and forth. Good, and then we're going to come into what we call a happy baby pose. So those who are a bit stiff might be able to just let their thighs like that. And those who have got a bit more range, they may be able to hold the outside edges of the feet. Try not to force yourself into this movement. There's no right or wrong. It's just about where your body is today. You want to keep your tailbone almost heavy on the mat and lengthen out through the spine. Nice, then bringing your legs back together, you roll onto your side, bring your arms together, stack your shoulders, stack your hips, stack your ankles. Then just slightly lift the back of the hand, watching the hand rotate over all the way. And then gently bringing the arm back. You've got to watch the hand the whole time. And don't think about how far you go, just go to the point where it feels nice. Try not to arch your back. One more. So good for spinal mobility, that one. Now you're going to reach the top of the hand up towards your ear. Once you get to your ear, rotate around watching the hand and then bring the arm back. So good for your shoulder and your spine as well. I like to imagine that my ribs are full of water and I'm just rolling and tipping the water out behind me. Last one, feeling that length opening and then coming back all the way. Nice. Pause, take the breath. And then bend the knee, place your hand around the foot and gently lengthen that through the spine. Now we're stretching, holding onto the leg, we're stretching through our quads. If you walk or run a lot, you might find these quite tight. Try not to force it into the deepest stretch. Just stay there with your breath and you'll notice it will release the more you sit there. Breathe in for 4 and out for 5 now. So try and keep that out breath really lengthening out and spread out. Maybe blowing out that candle will help you a little bit. Just a light, soft blow. Nice, one more breath. Nice work. Just slowly push up to the middle. And if you can cross your legs, that would be good. But if you can't, sort of sit in a position that you can bring your feet together or out in front of you a little bit. If you're crossing your legs, you're basically just going to be doing a gentle forward fold. So you're going to walk your hands down towards the floor. And this opens up the spine. Same with those with the legs out front. You can just bend your knees softly and come forward. Even this position, who are a bit tight, is just getting the knees there for your hamstrings and folding over to the line towards the floor. Use the breath out to dissolve into the body more. 2 more breaths. And then slowly coming back up, and just notice if you're really pulling yourself into these stretches or you still remain quite passive and gentle. Moving to the other side, bring your hands stacked, our shoulders, our hips, our knees. The back of the hand lifts up, and then you rotate and drop your hand down. Breathe up. You don't have to reach the floor. Just go to where your shoulder and your rib cage allow it. With time, you'll get further. Keep breathing. One of my favourite stretches for the spine, the stiffness of the spine. And then reaching the arm up. This is the opening, so the arm comes past your ear. You roll your spine like water is filled up into your wrists and then come back. The softer your elbow and your wrist, the better. Draping the arm around. Let's just go for one more. Nice. And then coming back, we're just pausing, feeling that nice length. And then reaching the arm down towards your side, holding onto the leg into our quad stretch. You can place your hand underneath your head or a pillow if that feels better. Just dissolve your body with the breath. Try not to force the breath, force the stretch. The body just likes the ease in movement. We're not here to work out or to force our body. We're just here to be gentle, to open up, to make ourselves feel a little bit more awake or a little bit more alive in the body. It also helps to relax us. So if you're going to bed, it helps to relax your body before bed. One more breath. And gently bring the legs to stack. Going to come up onto your all fours now. Bring your knees underneath your hips and your hands slightly forward. And just do a little cat-cow through your lower body. So you round your hips. Like you've got a tail, tuck the tail between your legs. Try not to crunch your shoulders to your ears. And then gently tip the tailbone or the tail up to the roof and open the chest. And then round. Then tip. Round. And then tip. Then come into a neutral spine where we're in between those 2 points. You've got a flat back. Imagine you could balance a little glass of wine in your lower back or water. And then just rock back and then forward. So it's not a big movement. This helps to release the back, open up the back. That's it, just rocking back and forward. Then just coming back to center, bringing one arm up to the root, take a twist, and then gently bring it through. Don't rest your shoulder, just bring it through and bring your hips back. And then again, up, and then back.
up. Last one. And then drop your shoulder this time. Lengthen your top arm away. And then coming back slowly to the starting, moving to the other side, open, and then moving through. Open. And try not to let the shoulder drop. I'm quite vocal with my breath because it reminds me to be on my mat, my body. And then the next one is the arm through and you drop the shoulder. The idea is this twist, opening the back of the shoulder. And then coming back up, let's bring one leg forward into a little low lunge. If your knee hurts, just roll a mat or a blanket underneath the knee or a cushion. Bring your shoulders over your hips. And the leg that's behind you with the arm up and just gently lunge into that hip and then come back. Lunge and then come back. Try not to force it into end range. Just keep soft, keep nice and relaxed through the body. Last 3, 2, and then 1, come forward and then back. And one of my nice shoulder stretches is bringing the arms in front of you, crossing the elbows, and just staying with your elbows crossed. Just bring the elbows down towards your chest to open up the middle back, especially for those office and desk workers. This is beautiful. If you want to take it further for a little bit more advanced, you can stretch your hamstring and just start to bend. You can keep the knee bent and bend forward, flex the toe. You may lose balance, that's okay. Just gently come back into it. And then slowly coming back up, nice work, bring the arms in front of you and just open one hand out. The hand to the back leg, open it out and just reach your arms away from you, turn to the back hand. And bring the arm back, 2 more like that, open and back, open and back. Nice, press the hands down, and the knees back. Cat-cows there, just resetting the spine for the other side. And then moving to the other side. Coming up. Reach the opposite arm up. And then down. Up. Really good for the hip mobility. You can go a little further each time if you need to. And then coming back to center and see if you can cross the arms the opposite way to what you did before. See if you can remember. And then tuck the elbows towards your chest. You can just stay in that beautiful rounding position there to really open up the middle joints of the back, or if you're taking a little bit further, straighten or slightly bend the front knees, you extend your hips back and then down. Hamstring stretch and roll back, shoulder, bend to everything here. Breathe into the body, the back of the lungs. You may lose your balance. Come back in. 3 more breaths. And so coming back up, open the arms out and breathe. Nice. Arms forward, take a twist to the back leg, open, breathe, and then come back. Open, and then come back. Open, and then come back. Last one. Nice work. Let's slowly bring our hands back down. That starts to finishing up and conclude our little stretch and mobility session this morning or before bed. It's been so nice to move and to get your idea of stretching and mobility a little bit more into that passiveness and that kindness into your body rather than pushing it. Thank you so much. Bye.